today's video, we're going to be discussing a question that I get asked a lot on multiple platforms. And that question is, Hazy, what darts have you used for a long period of time that you can suggest for us to try out ourselves? Well, I heard that question and I thought I could do it in a slightly different way. I'm going to go through the whole of my social media experience as a darting creator, if you want to call me that. But this will also show you the massive changes that I have gone through regarding barrel shape and also weight throughout the time that I've been on social media. Now, yes, I'm very new to the whole YouTube aspect of dart creating, but I have been on some other platforms and I have been active over there since about the beginning of April 2025. So I've been around now for just over a year and a half. Now, what I did as the first set of darts that I bought in preparation for starting my experience on the other platform was I went to a dart shop. And I said to the dart shop owner, I went, look, I want to get a set of darts that is going to stand out quite a lot on stream and will get people talking. The set of darts he gave me was the Nathan Aspenols Blacks. Now, as you can see, I don't have them with me right now, and that's because the value of these darts have completely skyrocketed, and I actually sold them for a profit, even though they were absolutely ruined because I used them for so long, by about 50% of what I bought them for. But I didn't throw them for that long. Now, the reason why is because they were in a 26 gram, and I really struggled to make them reach the treble 20. Which is quite surprising considering we all know what weight of dart I use now. So they were my main dart for probably about a month. Now, what happened after that is staggering. Now, I was preparing to go into my first sort of social media dart creating event, and a few of my regular viewers gave me a massive surprise. I had a delivery that I had no idea that I was expecting. You would be able to see it on my TikTok, and I was blown away. Now, he sent me a set of darts that were valued at £200 at this point. I don't know how much they are now, but he sent me the Target Ultramarine 975s. Now, as you can see, they are changed drastically now. When I first used them, I had the original blue K-Flexes, and I also changed them for 35mm points. What I actually have in here right now are a set of Harrows quick points, just because I'm switching around different Swiss points and quick points things at the moment. The fact that I used these for probably about 4 to 5 months tells you how much I really enjoyed these. These were down to 23 grams, so I'd gone from a 26 to a 23, and these were the babies that I'd thrown for an extremely long time. Wow. So yeah, I threw a £200 set of darts for a long period of time. Obviously, the setup is totally different from what I normally used. I did have 35mm points in these as well, but they are still an incredibly brilliant dart. So just in the first 2 sets of darts that I've shown you, we have gone already from a 26 gram down to a 23 gram and gone from a Nathan Aspenols bomber shape to now a much skinnier 23 gram torpedo. At this point in my darting social media journey, I guess, I was still getting used to what actually suited me as a dart player. Oh, that's a bad dart. These were, when they first came out, one of Target's most premium set of darts. And I told myself that I wasn't going to throw these as my main dart. But the person who sent them out to me done a load of research and basically said, I think these are your perfect set of darts. And these darts now are what, about a year and a half old, and they still are one of the grippiest, most consistent darts that I own. And there's a 140. So, as we're getting into this was very much supported to me by my viewers and my subscribers. Well, after this point, things started to change for me as a creator. Now, I started to get approached by certain dart companies to promote certain darts. Now, I never thought this was going to happen to me as someone who just enjoyed throwing darts, but from now on, these are now darts that I was given from companies that I was gonna throw for maybe 1 or 2 days, but actually ended up being my main dart for long periods of time. Wow. And dart number 3 were the Red Dragon Paradigms in, once again, a torpedo-shaped barrel. Now, obviously, they just had another massive release over the last few days, which brought out a gold version of these Paradigms. These, however, came out now, I'm trying to think. These probably came out about a year ago now. I reckon these came out probably November, December. My editor will make sure that I've got this some sort of right. Probably pop up now saying, Hazy, you got this massively wrong. But I think it was about them. What I loved about these was putting on these Raptor points, okay? These are 35mm Raptor point, and I've also then got the Nitro flights, which I used once again for quite a considerable length of time. These darts, I absolutely love. Now, throwing these darts for the length of time that I did, I realised that I really liked the Nitro flight system. And the reason why is because I like the fact that you had 2 different colours and they were an all-in-one system. Because back then, it was still in that sort of time period where there wasn't many companies that were making things that didn't stop the flights from flying off the stems. I like these more than any of the other ones, the K-Flexes of the worlds, the Fusions of the worlds, because they had that customization of colouring. Many different colour setups, but the setup that I stayed with was the white and blacks that are actually on them right now. $100s. Oh, wow. Now, these stood for an extremely long time as my main set of darts. They went through so many new release drops from multiple different companies, and I always resorted back to these bad boys. Until I wanted to change things up. Wow. Looking back, I'm pretty certain I've got all my timings mixed up, because the next massive change that I made from the Red Dragon Paradigms was to the Loxley Super Heavyweights. Now, what's important about these is I started YouTube with these bad boys, and I've not been on YouTube for that long. Now, from the gap between the Red Dragon Paradigms to throwing these, a lot happened with my game and also with the type of manufacturing that I liked. Let's just go back. So far, we started off with a 26-gram Nathan Aspinall dart that I found heavy. We then went to the 975 Ultramarines torpedo in 23 grams, which I felt suited my throw at the time. We then went to the Red Dragon torpedo Paradigms, 23 grams, and I thought they suited my throw quite well. But that's when I found something different in the way that I was going to throw from then onwards. I also found a company which I live and die by now, and that is L-Style. Now, you will see that L-Style is going to be my choice of flight and stem, probably for the foreseeable, and especially now until at least months down the line. But not only that, I found that in actual fact, a heavier dart, this shows you how much your throw can change over time, might I add, suits me more now than it did earlier on when I found 26 grams too heavy. Because these bad boys are now 34 grams. Wow. I absolutely loved these darts. The one thing, however, that annoyed me with them was that I had the occasional slippage because they weren't the grippiest of darts. Now, hopefully my editor will put it on the screen for you now. I can't remember what the price of these darts are, but I just know that they suit me down to a T. Now, with the way that my arm now goes, I found that a heavier dart actually kept my dart straighter. And I'm kind of proving it now already. Now, I've mentioned the grip, but there was one other thing that caused a bit of trouble with these darts. Now, due to the size of the barrel, with it being a heavy weight, whenever they went into the board, it took up quite an excessive amount of the area that I'm aiming at, especially if I'm going for that treble 20. Now, I hit ton 40s, and only a few 180s with them, and that is because I only had a 26mm point in a dart, which is that thick. I'd probably thrown these for about a month and a half, I would say probably around there, and I was seeing a vast improvement in how I was throwing darts. So I saw, even though that was an issue, I saw a vast improvement in how I was throwing my darts and what was happening to my average. Now, as some of you know, Ryan Searle was actually with Loxley before he went to Harrows. These are basically his Loxley darts that they just rebranded, renamed so they can re-release them. And then Harrows did something quite spectacular. Harrows then brought out Ryan Searle's Series 3 darts. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, Hazy, why didn't you use his Series 2s or his Series 1s? Well, I actually didn't get on with them very well. Not as well as I did with those super heavyweights. But like I said, Harrows did something over the last few weeks that has transformed my game for the better. I introduced you, like I said, to the Ryan Searle Series 3s. Now these are just standard. I've actually kept the Harrows carbon shafts in there, but I've still got the L-style flights with, in actual fact, Ryan Searle's signature L-style flights on there. But what I've done is made the situation that I had with those super heavyweights non-existent, because on these darts, it now has that quick point system. So I've been able to change the point so much easier, and I've now sat at a 35mm point. So what I was saying about, throwing a heavier dart covers up more of the bed, well, now it doesn't. Now I can see the bed fully even when I'm in that treble 20. I know I'm still looking for that elusive 180 on YouTube while recording, but on TikTok, I have hit a silly amount of 180s since going to these darts. Now currently, these are the 30-gram versions of the Ryan Searle Series 3s. Once again, another weight change. Oh, I got excited then. Oh, that's really bad. But I know that I am settled now. I am settled between that weight category of 30 to 34. Anything in that, I know I can throw, because there has been a few other variants that other companies have sent out to me, which are in that weight, and I feel more comfortable throwing that. So it just shows that over just a year and a half of throwing darts, there has been quite significant changes in the way that I throw a dart, which has led to a different weight of dart that suits me more. Don't know what that second dart was, but my point stands. I can see so much of that bed, which has made it so much easier to follow it into that treble. Now, if you have remained into the video up until this point, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a secret. Now, obviously, these are my current main set of darts. But early next year, mid-January, something's going to be changing. I can't say what, but just know that come mid-January, I'll be changing a set of darts again. You're probably thinking to yourself, Hazy, surely you got to try the dart before you can say that it's going to be your new main dart? Well, hey, I just know that it's going to be my main dart. You can think about that as to how I know that as much as you want. I'll let you think that. I'll let you think. As you can see, I've changed quite a lot over the last 18 months. Wow. It's definitely not something that I would suggest that everyone should do, is to tinker as much as I have done. However, I can now comfortably say that I know exactly what weight of dart I like and also what barrel shape I like as well. So will I be tinkering so much now going forward? Nowhere near as drastic as changing weight and changing barrel shape. I know for me personally that a barrel shape which is similar to that, so slightly sort of bomb, and a 35mm point, as well as an L-style setup, is what I will be throwing now for a very long time. It has taken my game up about a 20 average. 20 average in 18 months of playing is huge, and I don't feel like it's my throw that's changed. I just feel like it's finding the equipment that has suited me. And that is the most important thing you should get out of this video. There is a perfect setup for you. It's just about you finding it. Guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like it if you have. Put in the comments below what is your current setup, and actually how many setups have you gone through to find what you believe is your main darting setup. If you're new around here, guys, make sure you subscribe. We're on the road now to 2,000 subscribers. There is a lot of you people that watch this video who actually aren't subscribed. So why don't you just hit that subscriber bell and button itself to make sure you see all the videos coming up in the future. It's Christmas week, so there will not be a video out on Christmas Day, which is the Thursday, but there will be one out on Tuesday as well as next Sunday, and we'll then get back into 3 videos a week. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you later.